Hello, I'm Mike Gora. Welcome back to my perfect playthrough of Pokemon Red and Blue for the Game Boy. And last time I defeated Faulkner and won my first gym badge. So now we are ready to set forth down south to our next gym site, which is Azaelea Town. And of course, we get a random encounter within the first minute of the episode. And note that I don't abuse a ton of save states in this video, because the reason for this is because, well, gold and silver, at least early on, is pitifully easy. Both get paralysis cure berries. We're probably gonna have to figure out a way to deal with those items. So we talked to this guy, and this guy would have blocked us from proceeding any further until we defeat Faulkner. But now he'll give you a miracle berry if you talk to him. And I'm gonna give Totodile the bitter berry because there's a decent chance that I'm going to get completely screwed over by confusion in the very near future. And all the Pokemon that can inflict confusion, they're gonna be fought by Totodile. And Gold falls behind with a random encounter, a wild Bellsprout. Already caught one. And in the early game, I'm not going to spend so much time capturing Pokemon. And you'll see why in a bit. Go Totodile. Totodile, use Scratch. So, I was able to avoid Supersonic in Silver version twice. So Silver ends up pulling ahead of Gold. Whereas Gold will just keep running into Leech Life. So this was the only mandatory trainer on this route, so I swapped Totodile out for Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil will battle all the other trainers on this route that won't be using water-type Pokemon. And don't forget to talk to this girl to get her phone number. Note you can only have up to 10 phone numbers, and there's no way to remove your mom's or Professor Elm's numbers. Vicar Liz was defeated. So, register Liz's phone number every time. Well, okay, there's specifically only a small handful of trainers so that you absolutely need to register their phone numbers for the purposes of getting Pokemon swarms. However, we are going to battle every variant of these phone number trainers, so we're getting these guys early on. The reason being is, with these first 4 trainers, they all level up their Pokemon for their second teams. Once you reach Goldenrod or Ecruteak City, which are like the towns immediately after Azaelea. You just have to arrive at those towns and they'll upgrade their teams. There is also conditions to upgrading their teams a third time in Gold and Silver. Now in Pokemon Crystal, none of these teams are missable, but in Gold and Silver they are. The second teams are all missable. So I have to gun, but in Crystals they're not. You have to battle them all in order. So going Chikorita, and I have to literally minute either Hypnosis Miss or Bubble from these Poliwag in order to ensure that I don't fall asleep to them. This is one of the few save states that I use in both Gold and Silver, and that's specifically for dealing with these Poliwag. Chikorita's really slow. Ideally, I probably would rather take the Hypnosis Misses than Bubbles landing because Bubbles have really long animations. But at least I got Hypnosis Miss in Gold version. So there's a start. And Silver, I spend time trying to move around Chikorita's movesets. I don't one-shot the Goldeen. Probably could have done it with a critical hit. See which Goldeen lands a critical hit. Luckily, there's a Pokemon Center nearby. We'll have to stop by there because there's an item inside for us to pick up. Oh yeah, speak to Fisherman Ralph, and he'll give you his phone number. And he's actually one of 6 trainers in Gold Silver that will call you about a Pokemon swarm. So if you're just trying to get those swarms as early as possible, go ahead and get his number. And this will be Chikorita's last spell on this route. So I'll be swapping them out. I'm gonna go Chikorita, use Razor Leaf. Now with the camper rolling, I'm gonna be using Cyndaquil. So I want to be able to, because this is another trainer that's not mandatory, so that's gonna be good for Cyndaquil. Generally speaking, unless I don't have to deal with worry about super effective damage, don't pair Chikorita off with Pokemon that he has a type weakness to. Oh boy. Yeah, we're just gonna say no to this slowpoke tail guy. And then we're gonna heal out the Pokemon Center, and oh yeah, there's a hidden Great Ball. The reason why I don't want to set the day on Fridays, besides the bug catching contest, is because we want to be able to nab that Great Ball. Now, this guy will give you an Old Rod, and unlike in Red, Blue, and Yellow, the Old Rod can capture a few other Pokemon besides just Magikarp. And this will be the last, and that Bird Keeper's the last trainer that we're going to battle with Cyndaquil. Oh. Number to the front of our lineup. We gotta one-shot this Pidgey, man. Okay, we one-shot the Pidgey. That's good. Spearow is a two-shot no matter what. Alright, so yeah. Cyndaquil's gonna evolve into Quilava, so we are gonna read his Pokedex entry. Whoops, we're a little too far. This Pokemon is fully covered by non-flammable fur. It can withstand any kind of fire attack. And I'm gonna give Gold a bit of a delay, so I could read the Silver's entry first. So now I'm going to read the Pokedex entry. Be careful if it turns its back during battle. It means that it will attack with the fire on its back. Good grief. Anyways, this will be a Chikorita battle against this hiker. Since he's technically not mandatory, instead he's a spinner. So 3 experience points for Chikorita. Hiker Dale is defeated. So Totodile takes the lead for the next spell because this guy is mandatory. By the way, the whole dynamic of Union Cave completely changes in Pokemon Crystal, as every trainer in that game is missable. Can be skipped. Including this hiker and the fire breather at the very end. Oh, you don't know about fire breathers? Well, you'll see what I mean soon enough. Anyways, the strategy for taking care of this guy is to use range. Geodude at these early levels can only learn tackle. They only know tackle, so range since Totodile does not have any means of dealing with these Geodude in the early game, these rage attacks are going to be essential to... Wow, talk about allergies. Now there is a, yeah, as I said before, there is a reason why I'm saving the whole catching thing for later. So, Silver had about a level 8 Geodude first, while our Gold battles the level 6 one first. The order doesn't really matter since Totodile's gonna level up to level 13, which is the level where I would have learned Water Gun. Made me kinda wish that there was one more mandatory battle for Totodile before we got to this point, huh? By the way, trainers will never offer up their phone numbers if they're in a cave. So, Cyndaquil's gonna battle this fire breather because this fire breather uses 2 coffee. And it's fine because Quilava requires the most amount of experience points in order to evolve out of all the starters. Quilava fully evolves at level 36, Totodile at level 30, and Chikorita at level 32. Other than Venus or in the Gen 1 games, other than Bulbasaur fully evolving to Venusaur Gen 1 onwards, this is the only discrepancy between starter levels that I can think of in any of these Pokemon games. So I pick up the Great Ball down here. Oh, come on! Enough with the random encounters! I just want to play the game and it's like, boom, random encounter! Random encounters! The encounter rate in these games is so goddamn high. Enough! Our next battle is for Chikorita to fight because he uses a water type. And unlike... God damn it. And unlike Bulbasaur Gen 1, Chikorita is a pure grass type. Only the second pure grass type in Pokemon history. Everything else other than the Execute line are grass poison. The Execute line is grass psychic, everything else is grass poison. Also, Razor Leaf is easily the strongest of the elemental attacks in the early game. And Chikorita is the one that gets it the earliest. So I'm moving Totodile to the front of my party now. TF39, which is Swift. Gold had temporarily pulled ahead of Silver, but now Silver's gonna pull ahead. So we need to nab that X defend. more random. Come on! It's these goddamn random. You might be wondering, why do I just buy repels? Honestly, if I run into something that I want to catch, and oh yeah, there's another reason why I'm not catching anything. Gold, silver, and crystal have really weird discrepancies as far as what you can run. Oh god, on certain version exclusive encounters and where you can find them. Not just in terms of place, but in terms of time. There's really no reason to capture anything yet, because I could save that for later. God damn it. Ah! This is a mandatory trigger, so Totodile's up. Even if it wasn't mandatory, he uses Vulpix, which Totodile could best deal with out of anybody. And this is when I move around my moveset, so water goods at the top of the list. Oh. God damn it. Chikorita is up next, because next Pokemon is weak to grass and is not mandatory. And I don't get the critical hit in gold version. That's great. No more encounters? Good. I need to move Chikorita to the front of my party now. Poison Key or Berry. Alright, let's go Razor Leaf. I'm not able to one-shot Matchup because I don't get a critical hit, so this is Gold's time to get the critical hit. It's all because those stupid random encounters as well as critical hit RNG manipulation that leads to Silver just pulling further and further ahead of Gold. And I accidentally said no to Nurse Joy, so we're trying this again. And we want to get Anthony's phone number. His phone number takes a little while before I can prepare everyone else, before he's ready to upgrade his team. However, I'm getting his number now, because Azaelea Town is pretty remote compared to all the other locations in the game. Speaking of Kurt here, so I could... trigger the next quest line. We can't battle Bugsy until we clear out the Slowpoke Well. For what it's worth, the encounter rate in Slowpoke Well is completely non-existent. No RNG manipulation required. Anyways, Totodile needs to be the front for this next part, because all the traders here are going to be mandatory. So, this is how the strategy goes, just use Water Gun on the Rattata. This is because Rattata no Tail Whip, so raging on them ain't gonna be very helpful. So I've got good RNG on gold so far compared to silver, but it's not gonna matter. Yeah, I have a really bad cold. I should probably get a ton more sleep tonight. I can't afford to take any breaks because of gold, silver, crystal version. I need to keep ahead of the deadlines. Other than Tommy Lasorda of baseball, I've yet to complete a single lengthy perfect playthrough without any delays. Well, that's not true. I did with Crash 1, 2, and Mario 64. And Sonic 3 and Knuckles didn't have any delay either. But as far as RPGs, I've never had to go entirely without delays. And it's usually due to copyright reasons. So, Totodile uses Water Gun again. And the female Rocket Grunt's defeated. She kind of looks like Cassidy from the anime. So I have to be really careful because these Zubats can potentially inflict confusion onto my Totodiles. So Silver got good RNG so far, just Leech Life, no Supersonic. I need to be able to stand a confusion. Totodile grew to level 15. We completely bypassed another Supersonic, that's good. We'll continue to bypass Supersonic. Totodile's now a little higher. Nope. That's too bad. So Totodile and Gold's Totodile's practically at full health at this point. Totodile uses Water Gun. I'm going to take a Smog, and no Poisoned Gold, but Poisoned Silver. That's fine because I will fully heal immediately after the spell, so I can't afford to take Poison. This would have been an opportune time for a critical hit, Gold. So yeah, my Pokemon are gonna be fully healed after this. So there was literally no stakes from all those battles. And I'm gonna be white Apricorn so you can turn it into a fastball later. Remember, I need a complete Pokeball list for a perfect playthrough. That means every Pokeball must be represented. Now, this is the first appearance of the Twins archetype, and their gimmick, future generations, their gimmick would be double battles. But in Gold, Silver, Crystal, since double battles haven't been implemented yet, their gimmick is depending on who you speak to first will depend on who they sent out first. So if you speak to the twin on the left here, it'd be Spinarak, but on the right would be Ladybug. And Totodile gets tackled. And I hit Ladybug with the water gun. But Silver gets hit with Confusion, but don't worry, Bitterberry's gonna heal that up, and I'll be free to defeat this Ladybug. No problemos. Unfortunately, Gold gets hit with Confusion again, so I have to navigate through Confusion now. Luckily, no, didn't hurt myself. And I'm only battling the mandatory trainers more if I have a choice between one or two trainers. I get to battle the one that gives out the least amount of experience points, such as this Paris. So I have to navigate my attacks to make sure I don't get hit with Poison Powder or Stun Spore. This is a lot easier said than done since there's like 75% accuracy. But I've had some really good luck at not getting hit by it. So, yep. Go out, use a scratch. Bugcatcher Joshua's defeated. And I use Ember on the Weedle. To hit level 15. None of the other trainers are mandatory, so Quilava's gonna battle all of them. I forgot to tell you this. In the early game, Totodile is gonna battle all the mandatory trainers, at least up to Morty, the 4th gym leader. Two times, good. I'm good. Now let's... I could have used like a billion different critical hits by now in Gold. Yeah, Solar's gonna finish ahead of Gold, no matter what, I think. go Quilava. And now that all the traders are in the gym are dealt with, I'm going to switch back to Totodile, and this is where I'm going to evolve Totodile into Croconaw. So Silver's gonna spam water gun on Metapod until I get him a street shot. Then I would, but street shot failed. So instead, after the second water gun, I'm changing gears to rage. Fortunately, Gold's Metapod starts with Hardened. So I have to stick with Water Gun yet again until I'll hit level 17. And now I hit a string shot, and now I need to use Rage. So Gold's falling further and further behind Silver. I just have to hope I don't get poisoned. Totodile grew level 17. I'm just gonna keep spamming Rage because I know that I'm going to get hit a couple times. Good, Kakuna, keep it up. Just don't poison me. I like the third bug catcher in Pokemon Yellow, this is probably the only trainer in Gold, Silver, Crystal to use evolved Cocoon Pokemon, meaning they actually have their evolved forms attacks. So Silver's all but done now, while Gold has to continue on with the fight. And as you can see here, Totodile is evolving into Croconaw. And TM49 is gonna be Fury Cutter. It's actually really good on someone like Bailey or Chikorita or Quilava. Too bad Croconaw can't learn it, or I would certainly be giving him that move. So Silver's gonna heal up, and while we wait for Gold to catch up, we're going to check out our Pokedex and then save our game. It opens its huge jaws wide when attacking. If it loses any fangs on bite, they grow back in. Alright, and now all we have left to do is wait for Gold to catch up. And we'll call it an episode. Of course, we still have to read Croconaw's Pokedex entry. So while I'm saving, let me say, if you like this, next time we are heading up north to Goldenrod City. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And after this, I'll be signing out. If it loses a fang, a new one grows back in its place. There are always 3 fangs lying in its mouth. Without further ado, this is Mike Gordon, sign out.